and this woman is never going to fear losing him. You just got to be coachable. One of the questions that we get a lot in the Divorce Stoppers program, and even when we're doing marriage coaching with couples that are maybe separated, is do I tell them happy anniversary while we're separated? Do I tell them Merry Christmas? I had a question today from one of my friends asking, do I tell her happy birthday? He actually said, oh my gosh, her birthday is so important. It's always been a big deal for her. I really had this thing planned with her sister, and I want to do something special because she'll find that as something that's very special and it's going to touch her heart. But the part that I'm leaving out of the conversation is right now they're separated. And even though she's this really sweet gal and she's being really sweet to him, they're separated. And if he asked her to have a glass of wine or something like that, you know, her grandmother died on Thursday and she needs to go check and make sure they're digging the grave or some BS story. So she's just being really nice to him, and he's believing the BS that she's giving him with stuff like that, when the truth is, like what I've been telling him, they've been separated for 6 months. There's probably another man in the picture, and that doesn't mean that he can't get her back, but it does mean that in that scenario, he absolutely should not be making flowers and getting with her sister or whatever and doing these amazing special things for her birthday.
She doesn't want it.
Yeah, she doesn't want it, number one.
No.
And number two, if he does it, the art that I teach in the program, Becoming a Better Version of You, becoming the 1% of the 1% man, and becoming the strong man that's independent, that's attractive to a woman, this is telling her, you want nothing to do with me, but I'm going to go out of my way to do all of these things that are special for you. And that basically says, I'm here waiting for you. You've still got me wrapped around your pinky, and this woman is never going to fear losing him. He's already had a lot of wins. He's already created a lot of curiosity with her. He's been jogging and stuff like that. She's cracking her neck to look back at him because he's increased in one of the areas of spice. In his physical appearance, he's actually increased in an area of emotional attractiveness in addition to that, because he's learned the art of becoming positive, polite, and playful. And if he goes and does something really special for her birthday, for a woman, it's not all about the stuff that you do right. You mess up one time and you're back to square zero. Yeah. So he's taken all of these steps so far in the program, even though he's not really a client, he's following the steps of the program. And he's seen some wins. He's seen some things that have worked. He's seen some things that have pulled him out of his funk. And he's, more importantly, actually implemented some strategies that's causing her to be attracted back to him slowly but surely, because he's causing himself to become a more masculine man, a more attractive man, and he's actually becoming more attractive in certain areas and creating curiosity with her.
Right.
We've seen her start to act differently because he's created curiosity. And if he goes and does this big special thing for her birthday, what he's going to do is say, hey, all of this stuff that I've been showing that I'm this strong, different man, that I'm a 1% of a 1% man, it's all bogus. I'm really like this weak weakling, and I'm sitting here at your beck and call, and I'm waiting, and it's going to send subliminal message, psychological.
It's just going to create more pushing. It's just going to keep her further back from
Yeah, because she's already saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. And by him saying, hey, here's something special for your birthday, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, I'm this weak, feminine wuss that doesn't...
He's not, but it appears that way.
But that's the way she's perceiving it subconsciously as a very weak man. And hey, she's going to think he's on the sidelines. I'm going to continue this relationship with this other...
I can keep on over here because I know I got you over here. Yeah.
That's right. I'm going to keep seeing how this relationship goes with the guy I'm dating right now, because I know there's no fear that I'm going to lose you. You're over here waiting for me. If I decide I want you, I know I can get you back. I have zero fear of losing you. So happy freaking birthday. Do it. Go tell her happy birthday. Stupidest thing you can do, but it's exactly what you feel like you should do because your heart's breaking, you love her, and you want her back. But in emotional relationships, in lover and wife-husband relationships, the very thing that you think that you should be doing is almost always the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Because what's going to happen is if your goal is to attract her back, this is absolutely in line with your feelings and not in line with your goings, because it will push her away and it will make you be perceived as weak. So in that scenario, do not wish her happy birthday. Do not wish her happy Hanukkah, happy anniversary, happy freaking Christmas, New Year's Eve, or whatever. In that scenario, if she's not wanting anything to do with you romantically, don't do anything special and go so far as to not even say happy birthday. Now, when is it appropriate to say happy birthday? Okay, if she's giving signs that she wants back in, you've started seeing wind, she's talking, maybe you guys are sexting a little bit.
Or you've even like met for a coffee and chatted some.
It looks like things are about to get intimate really fast and furious, right? In that case,
Communication going in the right direction.
yeah, and I want to back up a step. In the process of not telling her happy birthday, not telling her happy anniversary, not telling her happy Thanksgiving, you want to make sure and practice positive, polite, and playful. And what I mean by that, if she reaches out to you and says, today's my birthday, then that would be appropriate to respond, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday.
Because you want to be positive, polite, and playful.
And you don't want to be rude.
The goal is not to give her the cold shoulder. Always positive, polite, and playful. The 3 Ps, always, always, always. But you're not going to reach out to her and say, happy birthday. And by the way, go look at your car. There's 14 dozen roses on it. Well, you don't want to be doing that, right? So if she's obstinate, no happy birthday, Hanukkah, New Year's, whatever, Kwanzaa, it doesn't matter, okay? Yeah. But no matter what, always the 3 Ps, positive, polite, and playful. You actually need to screenshot this. I'm going to put that on the screen right now. Positive, polite, and playful. No matter what, you're always positive, polite, and playful, but there's a way to do that. So why withholding happy birthday? Why withholding happy anniversary? In our case, why withholding happy Thanksgiving can work. We were separated. She was looking at divorce attorneys, and a big holiday for us where we really cared about together, that was happy Thanksgiving. And I'll talk about that in just a second. But on Thanksgiving, I had been trying to attract her back for 6 months. She's looking at me out the corner of her eye there. I see that on the video. Unsuccessfully for 6 months. And when I started thinking, I had been through a divorce, and my first marriage lasted 2.5 decades. I almost saved that. She's aware of how that worked, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't for women. It's not about the things that you do right. It's about the one thing you do wrong, because if you can change area of your life and it's really sincere, it's really genuine, but you screw up one time, you miss one step in the steps to attract a woman back the right way, all of the bias that she had against you that was going away, it brings it all back. And basically for her, all of that's fake, even though maybe it's completely real. Yeah. What you want to do, though, part of the art of attraction is you want to create a fear of her losing you. This speeds up her attraction. If a woman has no fear of losing you ever, there'll be zero respect for you. And for a woman, her definition in her brain of loving me is respecting me. Because if she's not feeling respect for me, then I can tell you her emotional feelings of love for me are going to be very low, if at all. Yeah. So, we talk about his needs, her needs, which are just personal preferences. I'm still a happy man if she doesn't respect me. But I used to think that I needed her respect. And by me thinking that I needed her respect, I walked really in an immature way of being sometimes, because when I saw a lack of respect, then I took that as a personal attack on my character, on my manhood. What are you thinking? Don't you know the Bible commands you in Proverbs that you're to be a respectable wife? And how can you expect me to be a loving husband if you're not a respectable wife? Guess what? The fastest way for me to get respect when she's having a minute and she's being a little unrespectable is for me to say, oh, you know what? I don't really need respect from her to continue being the man that I'm supposed to be, that I'm called, the man that I was created on this earth to be. But what I can do is by being respectable, even when she doesn't respect me, I can tell you, even in this marriage to this day, if she knows she's being disrespectful, and I know I'm being a 1% of 1% man, and I continue to be a respectable man when she's being disrespectable, even in a marriage, she has the thought, if I don't change or ship up, there's a fear of losing this relationship because everybody wants a relationship to work. And so what you want to be is a respectable man. While you're separated, you have to create an environment that she's going to fear losing you. We got to a point 6 months in our separation, and I had done all of this thing, and I had saw some wins, and then I would do one thing wrong, and it would blow up, and then it would be crickets again. I finally said, my heart can't take this anymore. I threw my wedding ring in the ocean on Thanksgiving Day, and I blocked her. And this was a big thing because I know she was fully expecting me to say, Happy Thanksgiving, probably expecting me to send some pictures of what I was doing for Thanksgiving to make her feel guilty because she's 2,000 miles away in Arkansas, depending on where you're at, which is where our kids are, and we have homes there as well. But here I am in the Caribbean on the ocean, doing all these fun things. And I know she's a little pissed off about that. The reason I say that, because she really loves the Caribbean. And I know that that was like a sore subject for her. Like, well, we're separated, so I'm missing out on the Caribbean. And that hacks me off a little bit. But that day that I threw that wedding ring in the ocean and I didn't say Happy Thanksgiving, and I even went so far as to block her because I could not take the pain of the rejection anymore, guess what happens? Guess what happens? It's a strong, this creates curiosity, and it created curiosity in her, and curiosity for a woman equals attraction. So when I stopped talking, and specifically on an opportunity that I had that I didn't even understand it was an opportunity to withhold a reward for her that she didn't deserve because of her actions toward me. So if you're obstinate and you're not reaching out to me first, by me reaching out to you and rewarding you with an Happy Thanksgiving, that was you perceiving me as weak. When I decided I'm not weak anymore, I can see a life without you. I am not going to reward you with the Happy Thanksgiving, but I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm not going to be unpolite. Okay, I'm going to be positive, polite, and playful. But I did act in the immature just a little bit because I blocked her. But when I did that, it created strong curiosity in her. Curiosity for a woman, when she's curious, she's going to be thinking about you. When someone's thinking about you, that means there's a level of attraction. That works in same-sex relationships, and I'm not talking about, romantic. I'm talking about with one of your guy friends. If you do something differently, then they're going to be curious, why did you do that? Because when you become different by being indifferent, meaning I don't need something, I'm okay if I don't have my personal preferences met, that's a unique man, it's different, and it's attractive. There's a movie with Gaston in it, a Disney movie, whatever that movie is, where like everybody wants to be like Gaston, right? There's a song about that.
Beauty and the Beast, yeah.
Why does everybody want to be like Gaston? Why are the girls falling head over heels with Gaston? Because Gaston is a very different man, and he does that by being indifferent. The dude's cool with whatever. It's strong. So the question is, from a female perspective, why does this work when you don't tell her Happy Thanksgiving? Why does this work when you don't tell her Happy Birthday to my friend that's going to be watching this video? What goes through her mind within 24 hours? What's the process where it creates a level of attraction? And what would have happened if I would have rewarded you with Happy Thanksgiving, which is the same as Happy Birthday?
Yeah, happy anything. I think that, first of all, for me, I was relieved that you didn't. Because I was busy doing my thing, my family, and the kids, and I didn't want to be bothered by him. Probably didn't really give much thought to it. By the end of the day, though, I'm like, he hasn't reached out to me to tell me Happy Thanksgiving or tell me what he's doing today. And then by the next day, I was very curious and was like, well, this is different. This is weird. It's
different by being indifferent. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it was also the first day that was like anything to do with anything that you didn't reach out to me.
Yeah, backed off.
Then I got like curious, but then I was a little irritated. And then I think I reached out to you by like the next night and just like, hey, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Like, what did you do yesterday?
So for any of you that's watching this, if you're thinking,
first of all, this is not a manipulation tactic. It's you have to get everything going and eventually either move forward. You can't just stay stagnant. No matter who caused the separation, moving forward, you can't just sit and be stagnant.
Now, I want to clarify something. Moving forward does not mean that we're changing the goal of attracting her back.
Yeah.
But what she means by moving forward, that means move forward with the goals in your life, with the purpose, God's calling on who you're meant to be, because that's attractive.
You can't just sit and wait.
Yeah. And when you sit and wait, that means you're going to get depressed, and that means that's a lack of attraction. But what she's leaving out of the story, probably because you forgot about it, and for some of you, you picked up, how did she text him a couple of days later, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
And if you're thinking, well, how did she text you because you said you blocked her? Please don't block her. That was a mistake, okay? But I do want to clarify in the story how she texted me for the first time since I had known this woman in like a decade. Guess what? Or it wasn't a decade then, it was like 8 years or whatever, 7, 8 years. But how did she actually message me? This woman who had never sent me a WhatsApp in her freaking life this created so much curiosity and attraction. She downloaded the WhatsApp and figured out how to add me on WhatsApp and started sending me messages on WhatsApp. And I'm sitting here thinking, are you kidding me? Backing off and not rewarding her with Thanksgiving created curiosity and a level of attraction so much that she downloaded the WhatsApp just so she could message me. Like, she basically electronically broke her neck to communicate to me. And this is somebody that I was always communicating first or whatever. And I was seeing a lot of wins, but this is actually when the tides turned in my favor. So if you have an anniversary coming up, if you have a birthday coming up, if you have Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever coming up, this can be a huge opportunity to change the tides in your favor, where you can be different by being indifferent. Just don't give the cold shoulder. If she downloads the WhatsApp,
Don't be mean.
When she downloaded the WhatsApp and reached out to me, okay, I realized, holy crap, this was a technique that works. So what I thought, where I was just like, screw it, the relationship's over.
You're mad.
Instead of responding mad the way I was feeling, and you know what? Really, I wasn't mad.
You were hurt.
I was hurt.
Yeah.
My heart was hurting. It was so difficult for me to not tell her happy Thanksgiving because it was our deal. It was our deal. And I guarantee you, all throughout the day on Thanksgiving, even though you said you were relieved, how many times did you think about, why didn't he text me on Thanksgiving?
Several.
See? So what you're wanting...
But I also had a very bad habit, too, during our separation, of keeping myself really busy to where I just didn't really have to think about a lot of stuff. Like, I purposely did that, which is something that we tend to do.
Yeah, and by withholding happy Thanksgiving, by withholding happy birthday, she's going to think about it several times throughout the day. She may not message you for 2 or 3 days later.
She'd be busy. Yeah.
In my case, it was such a drastic, different way of being for me. She literally reached out to me the next day. And that one thing was the tide that was the tide that turned in my favor that day, which really turned in your favor too, because now that we're back together, we're happier than we ever have been. Because when you go through some bad stuff, if you can overcome it, and it's always easy to overcome things in a relationship, but it's never going to be what you think you should be, which is why you should go to denvergriffin.com, fill out an application to work with me, because if you're wanting the relationship restored before it goes so far gone that it's not restorable, you better act fast. And I'm going to tell you, I do a coaching program that's transformational that will not only restore your relationship, attract her back, it will make it better than it ever has been in your life. This is a huge investment, and it's way a heck lot cheaper than an attorney. Basically, the chart, depending on when you're watching this today or 10 years from now, the cost is going to be basically about 4 billable hours for an attorney, 4 or 5 hours, depending on what we're charging at the time.
Yeah.
And so make the investment in yourself with somebody that's been through what you're going through, that knows the steps that you need to take. It's not difficult. This will not be the hardest thing that you've ever done in your life. It'll actually be the easiest thing that you've ever done in your life.
And I will add one last thing.
Hey guys, I want to share something with you. If you're still watching the video at this stage, I'm assuming that you're getting at least some benefit from the content. I want to give you something else. I'm offering right now a free masterclass, and at the end of that masterclass, I'm giving you an opportunity to apply to work with me. The website to do that is denvergriffin.com/masterclass. And if you're enjoying some of this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm posting YouTube videos daily right now to give you free content in order to help you save your marriage. And I want you to be notified as those videos become available in real time.
We'll add one last thing. It was Thanksgiving, and that's when we started working our way back in communication.
We spent Christmas together.
And both being vulnerable. We spent Christmas together, and then I think January 1st, we were officially back together, mutually, all the things, working on
the first part of this.
It didn't happen like on Thanksgiving Day, but that was then when we're like.
Well, to give you an idea of how we had been separated for 6 months, and to give you an idea of how attractive this was, how much this sped up the ball game, we had a date in New York, 2 weeks later, and spent an amazing. We watched the ball. What is
the ball drop?
Not the ball drop. The
Christmas tree lighting.
We watched the Christmas tree lighting. We had this amazing dinner. We had romance all night long, and then we even said, "Wow, this is so fun." We flew over to Vail or Boulder or somewhere and went snowboarding for a couple of days. And it was just a really, really romantic thing. So this is something that is a massive opportunity if you don't blow it. And I promise you, I understand how you're feeling about what's coming up with the birthday or the Thanksgiving or the Christmas or whatever. Every fiber of your being wants to reach out to her so she knows how much you love her. So you maintain your friendship and possibly get back together. This is an opportunity if you will go against your feelings and go with what's in line with your goals, because how you're feeling is not going to work.
And you have to try something new to get a new and different result.
Well, not just new. You have to try something that's right. And there's a lot of people out there that's not telling you the right way. But this is an opportunity if you don't blow it.